Galisa Bachivinga, a veterinary officer by profession. I welcome you to our site or channel whereby we need to share what we do, what we know, and what we understand. So if it requires going into poultry project, there are 4 factors you need to understand. 1, you should have the shelter where to keep these chicks. 2, you should know the signs and symptoms of the common diseases in chicken. 3, you should have a vision and a broad objective of why you are going into poultry. We have 7 types of breeds. We have the local, we have the commercial layers, we have the broilers, we have the croilers, we have the rainbow, we have Sasso, and the latest, it is Sussex. But who is viewing? What should I advise? It is you to decide why are you going into poultry industry. Are you going for eggs? Are you going for meat or for breeding? If you are going for eggs, there are only 5 breeds. The local, commercial layers, the croilers, the rainbow, Sasso, and Sussex. And if it is for meat, it is general. Every breed is eatable. But before that, as I said it before, you may have a view that you want to be a breeder. If you want to become a breeder, still you have to go, I'm talking to a layman in the community there. You have to go into local, croilers, Sasso, or Sussex. Because once you have these hens and you want them to be laying fertilized eggs, they must be having cocks for mounting them to get fertilized eggs. But still, I don't want to start with somebody who is going into intensive business, the commercial one, the big ones. We can start with a small scale. You start with only 5 chicks or chicken, whereby 4 of them are hens with 1 cock. And these one have to be mature, above 4 months, ready to start laying eggs. You start with 4 hens, 1 cock. In a period of 1 year, you should be having over 7,000 chicks. You don't need to be lamenting in this Uganda, there is poverty, extreme poverty, and yet chicken or poultry industry, it is a universal project whereby you can start small by small. That's why I told you that we need to start with a small scale. Start with 5. In a period of 1 year, you should be having over 7,000 in a year. Because what we need is to transform the lives of the community and stop looking for employment. Anyone who is in poultry industry, you start with small scale and it grows. So please, whoever is in poultry, it is the customers to look for you, not you looking for customers. They look for eggs, they look for 1-day-old chicks, they look even for live for slaughtering. So my viewers, what I need to empower the community is to see how can we transform the community in fighting poverty and creating jobs. Poultry industry, this is a project whereby you can start with a small space. It does not require to be having acres of land. And people don't think about that. You can start with a small project there. I'm going to show you next time how you can start. And with the time you develop and expand. So my viewers, always, there is no one who is going to give you money or who is going to transform your life or to create job for you. It is you yourself. Be innovative, be creative, start with the small, with the time you expand. That's me, Ruigale, Yisa, Bachivinga. Once you start with only 4 hens with 1 cock, I expect in a month to get 80 fertilized eggs. And the 80 fertilized eggs, you can use, we have 4 types of hatcheries or incubating. You can use the hens themselves, but it takes long. You can use a motor tire as an incubator. You can use a pot as an incubator. If not that, you can bring the eggs to us and we hatch for you using a hatchery machine. 80 eggs, we expect sure deal to hatch 60 chicks. And if we pray from the 60 and we have 40 hens at 4.5 months, each to be laying 20, we should be having 800 eggs from 40. Remember, we started from 4, we have reached 40, and from the 40, we have got 800 eggs. These 800 eggs, we are at the 5th month. We take them to the incubator. We expect to hatch 600 one-day-old chicks at the 6th month. Now 600, we brood them. Still we pray to the Almighty that from the 600, we should be having at least 400 hens. We keep them for 4.5 months. We started with 4. At 5 months, we got 40. Then from 40, we got 800. 800, that's the 7th month. Then we put in an incubator. We hatch 600 plus 4.5 months. That means in 1 year, you must be having over 7,000 chicks, where we started with a small scale. Because in business, you don't need to go intensively without understanding the challenges, because we have the problem of the feeds mixing, we have the challenges of the common diseases, we have the challenges of how do we handle the laid eggs. So with the time, you start slowly by slowly. Each one mature hen or cow, it requires only 100 grams. If you have 10, that means you feed them 1 kilogram a day. If you have 100, you give them 10 kilograms a day. And the price of the feeds, it differs. Where are you buying them? But it doesn't exceed 2,000. My challenge is, as the 7 types of breeds, if you go into local and somebody is in commercial layers and you have the same quantity of chicks, 100 local, 100 commercial layers. For 100 commercial layers, every day you get 3 trays. And for the 100 local chicks, every day sure deal you get 2 trays. A tray of local eggs is between 20 to 30,000. And a tray of the commercial layers is between 80,000 to 12,000. In comparison, where should we go? The commercial layers there, the feeds consumption, 100, you need to feed them 15 kilograms. Then times 2,000, that is 30,000 in feeding. And the locals, 100, you get 2 trays. And you sell it at 25,000. Meaning 2 trays, you get 50,000. 50,000 minus 10 kgs of feed, that's 20. Who is earning and who is in deficit? So my viewers, I'm here not for entertaining, but just for training and transforming the community. What you need to do, acquire the knowledge, acquire the skill, and do what I'm advising you to do. Once we do that, we shall fight poverty and create jobs and stop lamenting. I'm Ruigalisa Bachibinga. But in terms of any consultation, it is totally free of charge. The number to reach me, it is 0772 006 944. I repeat, 0772 006 944. That's on WhatsApp. But if you are on Airtel, you can reach me still on 0752 48 78 14. If that fails, come to our offices. We are located in the new tax park at Katoke stage, 3rd floor. You come there, you ask every question you would desire to know. And if it requires me visiting your farm to see how we can do it, please, it requires an appointment. I need it to be very clear. And what I need from you for the farm visit, I need transport. There is no any other requirement. Transport to your farm or to your site. We see what you need to know, what you need to do. The advantage is that I pray and I thank the Almighty that we developed or we made research and discovered that remedies are better than the chemical medicine. For that I insist. All the chemical medicine you use is made from plants. And whatever we are doing, and the chicks you have been seeing or you are seeing, we vaccinate them, we treat them using herbal medicine made from plants. The reason being that we are trying to minimize the causes of cancer. Because you know, if the chicks get sick, you treat them and you see that they are not developing or they are not recovering, you slaughter. In 10 years, expect cancer in what you are doing. And if it goes to animals, if we are to be fighting against ticks, you spray in the morning, and what you are spraying, you milk it. Then in the evening, you milk. Forgetting that in the morning sprayed using the chemical medicine. We are trying to see that we save Ugandans from getting affected or infected by cancer disease. So please, if you would desire to be trained at our office, make an appointment, because at times I'm not at the office there, however much that I have my fellow staff here. So if it requires me as a personal meeting or consultation, then you make an appointment. You call Daphne's number, because she's the one to plan for me where I'm going and when to go. She's on 0775 107737. If it's for appointment, 0775 107737. If it is Airtel, please call her on 0741 82 8405, such that she can fix an appointment for you. But if it requires coming to the office, you come. We don't charge any coin, because we are here to save and serve the country. My broad objective and role and responsibility is to lead you to where you need to go in terms of fighting poverty through educational agriculture, through poultry, piggery, and livestock. And above all, training you how to use plants for treating and controlling the common diseases. Because whoever is viewing or watching, It is between me and you to see what should we do in terms of fighting poverty. Start with a small scale. With the time, it expands. You started with 4. In 1 year, you have 7,000. But one of them, what you require or what you need is the shelter. The house itself has to be well ventilated with enough air and light. Should not be leaking. In the structure inside, what we call litter, never use the sawdust. It is the #1 cause of diseases in chicken. We need to use coffee husks. 2, if we are to be giving them water, don't give them contaminated water or dirty water. Hygiene have to be paramount at the farm. 3, you need to learn how to mix the feeds. So the next time we are going to be showing you how can you identify the fake feeds and the genuine feeds. So keep on watching and waiting for the next video such that you will share and you learn and acquire what we are doing. I thank my brother, my son, my everything on the camera who decided to see that we share this with the community and transform the lives. That's me, Rwigalisa Bachivinga. I thank you for viewing. I thank you for liking and sharing what I know.